How to install Portfolio Strand bamboo flooring. Just drop and lock. We recommend the following tools: utility knife, pencil, tape measure, chalk line, square, half-inch spacers, dead blow mallet, tapping block, flat pry bar, miter saw, circular saw or table saw, jigsaw, construction adhesive, safety glasses, ear protection, and dust mats. It's important that the flooring is properly acclimated prior to installation. Now let's get to work. Install a 6mm vapor barrier over the entire surface of the subfloor. Roll out a 2mm thick underlayment over the vapor barrier. There are many environmentally friendly options available. Start in a corner of the room with a locking strip facing into the room. Using spacers, maintain a half-inch gap between the wall and the edges of the planks being installed. Install the first plank. Install the second plank, pressing the short end of the second plank against the leading edge of the first plank, and then in one movement lay it down flat to engage the locking mechanism. Ensure that the edges of all planks being installed are parallel and even. Continue with this method until you are ready to install the last planks in the rows. Use a mallet and tapping block to remove any gaps between planks. When a notch around a corner is necessary, simply mark for the crosscut and mark for the rip, being sure to account for the half-inch gap needed against the wall. Draw a straight line the length of the rip, stopping at the mark for the crosscut. Put the plank with a table saw or a circular saw. Finish the cut with either a jigsaw or a handsaw, being careful not to cut past the rip and into the plank. To measure for the last plank in a row, flip the plank end for end, subtract 1/2 inch, mark the plank, and cross-cut with a miter saw. Always work from at least 3 boxes of flooring at a time to account for variation in color. Use cutoffs from the last planks of rows as starters in consecutive rows to minimize waste. Ensure all end joints are staggered by at least 10 inches. Be sure to keep the underlayment clean, sweeping the floor as necessary. The plank spanning the doorway should be installed before the transition piece is installed. The flooring must be allowed to float freely beneath the overlap of the transition piece. Do not attach the transition piece directly to the floor planks. Measure for the last row and rip planks as necessary to ensure a 1/2 inch gap between the last row and the wall. Thank you for watching. For more information, visit Teragren.com.